All right, so our next question is, was there a certain point you remember where you felt empowered to call yourself a writer, or have you always felt like you were a writer?
That is a great question. And that's something else that I learned from doing the Artist Way course, because I didn't actually feel that I could call myself a writer until I had the paperback copy of my first novel in my hand. And it was at that point that I felt that I could call myself a writer. But really, I had been taking my writing seriously for a good 6 years before that point. Um, and one of the things that I learned about in the Artist Way was being able to know deep down that you're a writer and not needing to have something else to prove that you're a writer. Um, you just know when you're a writer. You know that you enjoy it, you know that you enjoy reading, you know that you enjoy writing, and you don't need to have something to prove that you're a writer. And in fact, if you do feel that you need something to prove you're a writer, there'll always be something. So even when I got my first paperback copy in my hand, then after a while I realized, oh my goodness, there's tons of published authors out here, and I didn't feel like I was a writer until I, started to get better sales or started to get more books. So there's always something. So, you know, as long as you're getting up in the morning, doing a bit of writing each day and enjoying it, you can call yourself a writer. You don't need something to prove. You don't need an external source to tell you that you are a writer. You know when you are one. So that's what I would say to that.
And that I think that's a really great message because it's something that I know I struggled with that for a long time. It's funny because I was reading, your background with writing, and I was thinking, man, we've had pretty like our experiences have been very, very similar in like the path that we wrote a lot when we were young, and then we took university courses for it. And while I will say that I'm still writing my first novel, I did have a point like where I just stopped writing altogether because I wasn't confident and I did need that external like proof. But that makes things so much harder than it needs to be. So
Yeah, you're a writer, Rachel. You're a writer today. That's that. You're a writer when you say you are, and you don't need something to prove that. So yeah, it was really because otherwise we'll always be looking for something. There'll never be. I've heard of this expression called goal satiation, and you never get that when you're a writer. Never. I mean, when you get your first book published, then you want to get another one published, then you get another one published, then you're wanting to get better sales, then you're wanting to hit the bestsellers list. And I'm sure that there's writers out there who are on the bestsellers list and maybe won't feel that they're a writer until their book has been made into a TV series or a film. It's just never ending. And I think that that's probably the exciting thing about a writing journey is it never ends. There's always something, and you always want to do more, and you always want to write the next best book, and that's good. It keeps us moving forward. So